engineering. That's what I choose. But honestly, I was hard to survive. Back in high school, I used to tell myself, once this entrance exam is over, I'll never touch physics again. But here I was, still dealing with physics every day. I kept asking myself, is this really what I want to do? Then one day, I saw the word on the school website, exchange students. I felt like a door I hadn't noticed before suddenly opened. By the end of my second year, I was already feeling stuck. 4 years in the same classroom, the same faces, the same routine. I just wanted a change. I thought if I go abroad, maybe future me will finally study English for a year. And maybe this was my only chance to live abroad for a few months before life gets busier. It was scary, going somewhere I knew no one, but the thought of, what if I don't even try? That scared me even more, so I decided to do it. That's when it all started. The first word was, of course, the English test. I got a good score on my high school English exam, but listening and speaking were a different story. I started with TOEFL first, but after studying for 2 months, I realized it's really tough to raise your score, so I switched to TOEIC. It felt easier after doing all those difficult TOEFL practices. For TOEIC, I made a rule. Every 3 days, take one full test like a real thing. Time it, check answers, and review every mistake. It was tiring, but it trained my focus more than anything. On the bus or while walking, I used an app called 말해볼까 to memorize words. It helped me learn how each word was actually used in real sentences. After about a month, I got 860. It wasn't perfect, but that number felt like a big victory. More than the score, I gained confidence. Okay, maybe I can really do this. Once I got my score, the next question was, where should I go? At first, I looked at English-speaking countries, the US, Canada, and the UK, thinking it would help me improve my English. But then, reality hit me. TOEFL scores were hard to get and living costs were way too high. So I started looking for somewhere I could actually live well with my current score and budget. I compared everything, cost of living, safety, weather, transportation. That's when Prague caught my eye. Beautiful city, affordable, safe, and the university is close to the city center. Public transport is amazing, metro, trams, buses, all connected. The airport is just 40 minutes away, and honestly, I had a small dream about Prague. When I was younger, I used to say, my honeymoon will be in Prague. Funny, right? But that little dream became a reason to go. Because when you live alone abroad, you need something that keeps you motivated. On hard days, I would just look aside and think, at least I'm living in Prague. That thought alone was enough to lift me up. At Ash University, the application process was simple. I just had to choose the schools in order of preference. No essays needed, but then came the interview. It was in English. Introduce yourself, explain your major, why you choose that country, and why you want to go. I prepared all the basic answers, but when the interview actually started, my hands were shaking. My mind went completely blank. Still, I tried to finish every sentence, even if I made mistakes. When it was over, I thought, that's it, I failed. But a few days later, I checked the result on the International Office website, and my name was there. All those nights studying and doubting myself, they were finally worth it. After the excitement faded, fear started to grow. I kept thinking, I'm really leaving. It wasn't excitement anymore. It was pure nervousness. A new country, a new language, and no one I knew. For the first time, I realized how big this decision actually was. But weirdly, that fear turned into energy. It pushed me to prepare harder, to imagine what life there would be like. Looking back, all those moments choosing engineering, failing at music, trying again, they were never just about success or failure. I think I was just trying to figure out who I really am. Deciding to go on exchange wasn't about running away from my life. It was about stepping out to see myself from a different place. For the first time, I wanted to stop asking, what's the right answer? And start asking, what truly fits me? I don't know what I'll find out there, but maybe that's the whole point. So I keep challenging.